Hello and welcome everyone to Cricket Tips. My name is Doi Payan. We started the second half of the IPL with the biggest rivalry. Yesterday we had the oldest rivalry, and I guess today we have the most recent rivalries between Punjab and Rajasthan, where these two teams just refuse to give us easy, a simple, a match without many ups and downs, and that's what's been the case today as well, starting from Sharjah last year. I mean, it's great. It's great. We have lots to talk about. I have my regular panelists, Nishit and Jay, with me. We'll start with how the match started. Rajasthan Royals, where they batted first, put on a very good opening partnership. Then 16 overs, they were 164, and then they slumped quite a bit in the last 4 overs. But about the good part of the innings, I'm gonna ask Jay, what did he feel about about Rajasthan's good flow to the batting, which is not a very common sight these days. So it's a huge positive for them, Jay.
Yeah, from the past few matches that we've been seeing, we have been into a habit of seeing the power play where the batsmen are under pressure. But this was the first match in which we could see that the bowlers were under pressure because they were not able to get the wickets and they were not able to maintain a decent economy. We could see that when Lewis and Yashasvi came out, they started hitting shots right off from the start, and then they had bought up a pretty decent partnership in the start, and then after that it was a pretty good debut match for Evan Lewis, where he hit out 36 from 21 balls. And Arshdeep in the start, he broke that partnership. Then there was the fall of the captain. Sanju Samson had come out, but he went out without scoring, without, putting up a big number. But then it
And
all
the
changed.
was a poor. I mean, the batting technical for Sanju Samson, getting out to out short and wide ball. So he'd be sad with that.
Yeah, exactly. And then Livingstone came up, and then he again, he took up the charge. He helped out. He he complimented Yashasvi, and then they continued forward. But then after that, Arshdeep he came back for a few wickets, and then Lomror was the only person standing. So I guess that was the span where Rajasthan Royals they actually shined with their with their batting.
Yes, yes, absolutely. Instead, Rajasthan slightly lost the plot in the last 4 overs, and that would be an understatement maybe because they lost six wickets in the last 4 overs. When you are 160 and above in 16 overs with 3 or 4 wickets down, you fancy yourself to score 40 more. That propels the team score to over 200 and safe waters. But that was not the case. Rajasthan pulled things back and Punjab bowlers pull things back. It started with Shami pulling off that great 17th over, Arshdeep Singh coming in. So how do you like the rise of Arshdeep Singh and just a statement on the collapse in general?
Yeah, so in all the discussions that we have had so far, I always talked about how we should, support and ensure that we have the back of the uncapped players because they are the ones who will be shining. Make Ruturaj Gaikwad taking the shouldering the responsibility for CSK in the first match. Similarly, Arshdeep Singh, he becomes the third youngest player in IPL to take a fifer, and Deepak Huda's 16th over in a way seemed nightmarish, giving 24 runs. Like he was taken to the cleaners, and I felt 200 to 20 seemed quite possible on this pitch with the way the batsmen were easily dominating, because virtue of the brilliant partnership at the beginning. But then Shami was really very effective along with Arshdeep Singh, a very brilliant partnership. I guess they can be the partnership can be very effective as a weapon for the players in the matches to come. So Arshdeep Singh was brilliant. Shami and his Yorkers were very effective, very economical, and then it was a good debut match for Evan Lewis, as I mentioned. But then Arshdeep Singh cleaned him off. Then as Livingstone was able to hit some big shots, but then once again, kudos to the young Arshdeep Singh to bounce back under pressure and then take his wicket again. So at the end of the day, brilliant bowling in the death, something that RCB should learn from. And it was great watching the youngsters perform under pressure and helping the team to limit the other team to a fairly decent 185 rather than letting them slip away from their grasp to 225 or say 230s. So it was great to watch them perform under pressure.
Yeah, just a word about Arshdeep Singh. What I feel is he's started playing games regularly for Punjab. He bowls the tough overs. You know, he often errs outside the Ostam, the tram line, white line. But there's a worried look on his face all the time because I mean it's understandable. He's very young. He's into the scene, and he's been asked to bowl the overs where the batsmen go after him. But all in all, and it's a decent sample size now. He's bowled in 12 to 15 games now, and he's picked up wickets. And also, you can say it's quite the find for Punjab Kings in recent form.
Yeah,
Before,
so at the end of the day, if you keep on taking wickets, the look on your face doesn't matter, provided you take wickets. So it's
yeah,
fine, I guess.
yeah. I mean, the yes, for Punjab, KL Rahul and Mayank Agarwal started the innings. They are nice. They are good friends from Karnataka. They, I guess, could not have started the innings any better without. Before we go on to speak the Herculean uh, plot twist at the end, I'd like Jay to just speak about the partnership between these two very good batsmen.
Like the opening partnership was always like a very important role. Like they have a very big role to play in the game, and as we've seen, like if they are able to put up a decent score, like 50s, 80s, 100s, so then the rest of the people coming along, they have a bit of confidence, they are in a better place. And so that is why when we talk about KL Rahul and Mayank Agarwal, like even in this season and the past seasons, they have put up decent totals in the match against DC, against Delhi Capitals. They shared the second highest opening partnership, and this time they got out. Like they beat the partnership of Rahul and Gale, and they have surpassed for getting the highest partnership as a pair, as the opening pair. And the secret to this might just lie into this simplistic and the standard game that they play. They do not indulge into the risky shots. They do not play reverse sweeps. They do not indulge in all of that, which reduces the amount of which reduces the probability of getting out in while playing a fancy shot or playing a shot that has a bit of a flair. And today, I guess Rahul was really lucky. We might not have been able to see this partnership, but still, like with luck, their own their abilities also had a lot to play.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, but after happened, the great downfall Punjab were required. I mean, the commentators after the 12th, 13th over were speaking about where Punjab should look to close out the game, the 16th, 17th, 18th over. It's an added dimension to this year's UAE leg because we are not starting the tournament from the scratch. It's the midway point, and just they require 10 from 15 balls per run, and the latest recruit in their batting, Aiden Markram, was where sailing the ship really smoothly, and then I don't know. I
And
mean,
then
it's
the
been
death.
a paid moment or whatever. Nishchit, I'll come to you first. What do you think about it, and then Jay, you can pour in your thoughts as well.
Yeah, so before I answer, give my answer to the question, I feel that we should also a huge respect for Tyagi, the way the last was bowled. We'll be obviously coming back to it, discussing the last over, the penultimate over, but still kudos to the youngsters. And also the way the captain performs, it always inspires the team. I mean, it has always been the story of any match in cricket so far, and I guess it will continue to do so, where the captain always inspires if like the entire team if he performs. So that, I guess that's the story as well. Samson not performing, Rahul been brilliant. Obviously, still not winning. It's a huge loss for Rahul, I feel. And even Rahul mentioned in the post-match presentation that they have been part of such losses in the past as well, where at the last moment, despite performing quite well, things did not don't work out for them, and they have to swallow the bitter pill. So I guess we all needed such a match. Even the fans, like the fans, deserved a match, such a match after the ways the first two matches turned out to be. But I guess we saw everything in this match, right from individual bowling performances to great batting performances, and I guess this is the fifth best bowling performance by an uncapped player, that is by Arshdeep Singh. And the way Shami also showed his class, which again, boosts our confidence in him as a player who can work and play brilliantly in both white and red ball cricket. And Yeah, I mean, as you said, this is a new rivalry, but I guess this is the beginning of age-old rivalry, so to speak, because now both the teams have a point to prove, and and I guess despite everything working in the favor of Punjab, as we say that it's not over till the last ball. So each and
No,
every over.
Punjab, right?
Yeah, so now they will have to learn from this that you cannot let things slip out of your way if you have had a great start or if your bowlers or
Yes.
batsmen did well. So great learning points for each and everyone, and especially huge benefits for the fans as well with the way the first two matches turned out.
Yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
like while we talk about the bowling, so not just Tyagi, but even Mustafizur, like the kind of economy that he had maintained in the death overs, if he was not able to keep the run rate in control, if he didn't keep the batsman in check, we would have never gotten to the last over. So I feel like even he had a very big role to play when he controlled the kind of runs that the batsmen were putting up in that over, and it was a slight bit of a disappointment from Chris Morris, like the kind of experience he has and the kind of like his name and the kind of stature that he brings to the game, you would expect for him to be helping up all the other bowlers and to be taking up the pace. But today he was not up to the mark. And another thing that I would like to point out is when Sanju Samson made the decision of putting out Riyan Parag in front of two settled batsmen. So in that over also they had given out a pretty decent number of runs. So the match could have gone south from there, but it worked out well for Sanju Samson. So I guess all's good that ends good. So these are a few points that I thought should have been highlighted.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, for Chris Morris, I feel this is where game practice comes under the fore. I mean, even before an IPL campaign, it's important to play your players who have been playing the game regularly in 2-3 months preceding the event. And about just this entire thing, that fiasco that turned out in the last couple of overs in the match, I have 2 points to make. First, I saw Sanju Samson a very calm, composed, cold shoulder on his cold head on its shoulders when catches were being dropped, and there were a lot of them. Parag dropped KL Rahul. KL was dropped again by Sakari in the very next over, and KL Rahul then was able to bail that platform. But Sanju Samson, no, there was no exult. Like one person that comes to my mind is Sarfaraz Ahmed from Pakistan. His teammates did not like him for his conduct. Sanju Samson was very cool. And at the end, I feel, because another event is that Punjab has been in this position so many times against Rajasthan Royals. I feel they just panic at the end. It's easier when you get to the finish line, you get close to it, but the real mental obstacle comes up when you just have to cross it. And Punjab have been losing way too many. I think this is going to, like, one win, like one loss like this, MI accepts this from, because they don't get this many times. But for Punjab, they've been here time and again. I've beginning to fear that they don't think they have it in them to finish games. They have been players, and there are many common players from these three games against RR recently, and that Mumbai game also, RR just managed to lose it at the very last ball. So Punjab, I feel it's a mental thing now. There's very little KL Rahul as captain, Anil Kumble as coach can do. It's on the players who are there out there at the moment. And I think Karthik, Tyagi, Chetan, Sakari also at the penultimate over did amazingly well. Now it takes us to the final segment, which is the discussion of the day, that is slightly overshadowed by what Rajasthan has done over the last 2 hours. Sorry, it's about KL Rahul reaching 3,000 IPL runs and Mayank Agarwal reaching 2,000 IPL runs. KL Rahul is the second fastest to this milestone, just behind his teammate who celebrated his 42nd birthday today but did not play, Christopher Henry Gale. And yeah, Nishchit, I mean, how do you see KL Rahul's journey as an IPL batsman over the years? I mean, starting from Sunrisers Hyderabad, I guess, in 2014.
Yeah, so obviously KL Rahul would be thanking Riyan Parag and Sakaria for playing their part in helping him reach this great
Yes.
record in achieving this record. But yeah, obviously KL Rahul's performance across the IPL has been a constant. He has been a part of some controversies. He was dropped from the national side, but IPL is something in which he has like consistently performed. And I guess on the merit of that, it has also played a huge part in preparing Rahul for being the next captain, so to speak, in the coming years. So yeah, IPL is something which has boosted KL Rahul's confidence, and playing across different franchises is never easy. But like obviously changing every time, like Parthiv Patel can also give you some mental trauma of some kind, but then sometimes changing franchises can also help you. And KL Rahul is a great success story. Like he has found his bearings, so to speak, after joining Punjab, and the way he has been playing, the way he's been captaining has been really great. But as you rightly said, I mean, after giving such a brilliant start and after scoring so consistently well, there is very less the captain can do so at the end of the day if the players or everyone lose out. So the mental capacity and the mental pressure, the game of nerves, that was quite evident right there. I mean, Sanju Samson was not able to perform with the bat, but the way he had kept Mustafizur Rahman's bowling and Tyagis bowling towards the end was a risky decision. It could not have worked, but it worked. And obviously, Karthik Tyagi was injured in the first leg of the IPL, and then and right at the moment when he was able to play and he was fit, unfortunately the tournament got suspended temporarily. So giving a chance in the first match to a youngster and the death when there was a big score, it was a gritty decision, but still Sanju Samson, kudos to the brilliant captaincy. So yeah, I feel that KL Rahul has been performing quite well, but he needs to take some inspired decisions also. And I mean, he has been performing well, so obviously the team will also be inspired by the leader. But some inspired changes in the batting lineup and the bowling lineup can also help. But yeah, kudos to Rahul for performing so well. 3,000 runs in IPL is no mean feat, and a great
Yes,
captain for Punjab.
yeah. I
KL
mean,
Rahul, like by the end of the match, he's the one who's wearing the orange cap right now. So
Huh.
he has gotten the orange cap, but the question, always it is hanging around that he got the orange cap, but at what cost did it come? So
Yeah.
KL Rahul has been performing really good, and right now when we are at a time about discussing captaincy and batsmen, so Virat Kohli comes to the mind. Like he is being batting up, he is seen under pressure, and his batting has been affected. So KL Rahul, we have seen him grow throughout the IPL, not just as a batsman, but even as a leader. And even though he's been captaining, his captain, they might have choked towards the end, but you cannot say that he has not put up a decent show, because he has driven to the edge, and at the last point, there is something missing, there is something lacking. But Rahul is having enough time that he even figure that out. So KL Rahul has been doing really well, and it is just a matter of time that he will get the last missing piece of the puzzle together, I guess. And so him completing 2,000 runs, getting the orange cap, and I guess his captaincy will also evolve with time with such experiences. And like at the end of the interview, even he accepted that they have been in these situations before, they have seen these times before. There is something needed to be done, and I am sure that they'll be looking into what it is. And at the same time, Mayank Agarwal, even he has come up from being an opening, coming out as a small player and then growing throughout. And he has also completed 2,000 runs. He got his 50 in this match. So, we can see both of them growing together, pals coming together, growing up together, and then finally reaching at, at this stage and reaching at this point in time. So it is really inspiring to look at them, and I guess Punjab Kings will pick up the pace in the field.
Yeah,
Yes.
and to add to Mayank Agarwal's point, I mean, I can draw some parallels with his rise, his performance, and KL Rahul's, because both have had their ups and downs. Mayank Agarwal, as Jay rightly mentioned, we found with the way he started off, he got his IPL contract in 2011, if I'm not wrong, and the way he started off, we felt as if we found the
Started
next
with RCB?
big opener.
Did he start with RCB?
Yeah, he started with RCB, I guess, and then he moved on to Delhi Daredevils, where it was a good outing for them with them as well. But he started, I remember that there was this huge uproar when as a 20-year-old when he started. I mean, now he's 30 years old. A lot of time has passed since then, but like when he started, he faced Muthiah Muratharan at his peak, and then he slog sweep. Like it gave the same feeling as Rishabh Pant, hitting a reverse sweep against Anderson. So the way, and also I really respect Meg Agarwal, and the fact that he has completed 1,000 runs is a big deal, because I guess during the midpoint of his career, so to speak, he was given a wake up call where he was considered unfit by the selectors, and his physique was critiqued a lot, and he wasn't given a place. And then maybe flying back as a replacement to Vijay Shankar, and he has a lot of ups and downs in a way. So this like is a very so very gritty player, and this like Karnataka Southpaw batsman, so to speak, has proved his mettle. And with this partnership, and obviously, as they say, there's this joke in cricket that all great partnerships are helped by dropped catches. But irrespective of the dropped catches, the way he performed with Rahul and the way he has finally achieved this target will, I guess, ensure Mayank Agarwal to find a spot in white ball cricket for India as well. Maybe as an opener or maybe in the middle order, but he will for sure be an asset for Team India.
Yes, absolutely. It's very valid points put forward by both the panelists on show tonight. And yeah, my personal very narrowed opinion for KL Rahul, if I see his knock today in complete isolation, he scored 49 of 33. As an opener, I want him to play more such innings than 70 or 60 balls where, because the world, I mean, I'll keep referring to it time and again, the world T20 is close. KL Rahul for India, I want him to play these fiery knocks at the top where he's setting the tone. Is something that he did when Mayank was not exactly going very smoothly. Mayank was 16 of 20 at one point before scoring all those runs. But yes, it's been a long discussion and a long night for Rajasthan Royals that looked bleak has suddenly turned up on its head. I mean, it's been great. It's been miraculous almost, so to say. And yes, tomorrow we have the Delhi Capitals versus Sanabad. It's going to be another enthralling contest. Two teams with completely different fortunes in this competition so far. We'll be back at the same place at the same time. Hope you liked what we bring to you. Please like, share, comment on anything that you want us to speak about more. Till then, good night, everyone. Take care. Bye.